All right, welcome in to this week's episode of the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. I'm Matt Kobold. Back with me, as always, is my guy Max Faulkner. Max, right off the bat, what's that girthy thing right in front of your face?
Oh, well, this happens to be our new microphones here on 94.7 The Drive. We're going to be talking about smooth
Wow.
jazz all the way. We're not talking about jazz. No way, no way. Hey, we got some new
Wow.
microphones. Come on. We are official in the podcasting game now, everybody. So thank you for sticking with us during these times. And hey, we are ready to be rolling with these new pods. I'm sorry, with these new mics for the pod.
Hell yeah. And what you just did right there, you could sign up to be a radio station host. That sounded very smooth.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. Coming up next is our buddy LL Cool Train. Back in the 70s when I was growing up, I went to an LL Cool Train. That's all I got. That's all I got for you.
I didn't know where you were going. I didn't know where you were going with
Yeah,
that, but
yeah. I got lost. I was on a cloud. I
well,
was
it's
on a
all right.
cloud.
That's all right. It is a little cloudy today. But yeah, right off the bat, we got to talk about these girthy boys. I can't even
Oh,
get a
yeah.
hand
These are
around her.
thick. These are
Now,
thick.
these
Mm.
hands aren't these hands are, I would say, average hands, and I can't touch middle finger to thumb. These boys are girthy. Okay. So we just wanted to spend a little bit and upgrade this podcast, the Don't Tell Mama Sports podcast, and it's going to bring us to another level, Max.
No doubt about it. Thank you all for tuning in today. As Cobras, we got a lot to talk about today. Again, like usual, every week we got talk. We got lots of things to talk about when it comes to sports.
Man.
Hey, man, we got to talk about Aaron Rodgers. We got to talk about the draft coming up. We got baseball players to talk about. We got the biggest beefcakes. I mean, there's a lot to handle today. So strap on your seatbelt and let's go to the drive on 94.7.
The drive, huh? The drive. Yeah, as you say, we gotta talk a little NFL draft today because it starts tomorrow. The 3-day
Yeah,
extravaganza, the 7 round, 200 and what 60 picks.
yeah,
That baby starts tomorrow, and I'm excited. But
me too.
right off the bat here, Max, we had breaking news this week. Aaron Ayahuasca Rodgers. Big trade from the Green Bay Packers to the New York Jets. Max, what is your first thoughts on Rodgers in a Jets uniform?
You know, this is what I got to say about Aaron Rodgers. We talked a lot of shit about him, a lot of shit about Aaron Rodgers. Okay, this guy's always in the media. He's an attention whore. Okay, this guy's an attention whore. He's been this for a long time. And I don't even know what happened to that Super Bowl ring. He probably wears it on his cock because he's a cocky
Oh,
motherfucker. He is a
oh,
cocky fucker.
a
I
cock
swear.
ring. A cock
Yeah,
ring.
he turned that thing into a cock ring, and he probably can't
Wow.
get it off anymore because as you get older, your dick tends to be a little bit thicker, kind of like this mic, kind of get more chode like. And so, he's going to have to go to the blacksmith to try to get that thing off, but he doesn't care. He loves
Max.
that he has that on. But the first thought that I had when Aaron Rodgers got traded to the Jets was good riddance. Thank you. Because I'm a Bears fan. Let's go Bears. Let's go Bears.
Hey,
And
hey.
I got to be honest. Aaron Rodgers beat the shit out of the Bears. All right,
Oh
for
yeah.
years. So hey, if this is what the Bears needed in order to take the next step of maybe making the playoffs again, I'm glad Aaron Rodgers is gone. So now the Bears can compete.
Yeah, just speaking about the Packers, I think that you definitely take a step back without your Hall of Fame. I want to say 4-time MVP quarterback. We'll see what Jordan Love does. We'll see what Christian Watson does.
Yeah.
Just speaking about Christian Watson real quick, he was wide receiver 41 last season as a rookie. Are you looking at him with Jordan Love as a top 30 play next year?
I don't know about top 30 boys.
Came on
It's just
strong at the end. Came on strong at the end with
yeah.
multiple games, multi tutties.
Yeah. No, at the end of the season, Christian Watson was looking like, I mean, almost a keeper. If you're, depending on what league you guys are in, we're in a two keeper league in our fantasy football league. I don't think he would have been kept as a top 20 player. But he had Aaron Rodgers. Okay, he had Aaron Rodgers throwing to him. This is Jordan Love. Okay, I'm not bashing on Jordan Love because I haven't seen enough of him yet. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to bring to the table. So I would wait. If you're thinking about Christian Watson in an early round, I think you'd be mistaken.
I have to agree with you. One guy that had Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback last year also has him as his quarterback this year. Alan Lazard, let's not sleep, signed a big
Oh, that's
contract with the
right.
Jets.
Oh
He
yeah,
was on Rodgers' wish list.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Alan Lazard last year with Rodgers was wide receiver 34. Now, that's kind of disappointing to me. Are you
Sure,
looking at Alan Lazard in New York?
absolutely. I'm definitely looking at Lazard. The only thing that actually makes me frustrated is the fact that Lazard gets hurt. Man, he gets hurt. He scores a lot of touchdowns. He might have 12. Did he have 12 last year? I might be
I
stepping my bounds, stepping my
you're
boundary here.
according to the numbers here on this sheet, he only had 6.
Oh shit! What I
Yeah.
don't know what I don't know
Yeah.
where apparently I'm still up in the clouds. I'm still up in the
Apparently you're
clouds.
still up there.
Still driving around with the drive at 94.7. But my fault. My fault, everybody. Okay. I
That's
didn't
all
do my
right.
research on that.
That's
But
all right.
if there's okay, yeah. Definitely Lazard is someone to look at. But if there's one guy that you are thinking about keeping, it's got to be Garrett Wilson. Now, is he a keeper? Are you gonna make a keeper prediction right now, Cobreeze?
Uh, Definitely not going to announce anything live
No?
today in late April, but he is along with Jonathan Taylor at the top of my keeper list. This guy is a first round pick last year out of Ohio State, wide receiver 21 as a rookie. This is with Zach Queef Wilson, Mike White throwing them
Yeah.
balls. Okay,
Yeah.
this is Aaron Rodgers coming in now.
Oh yeah.
Garrett
Oh
Wilson
yeah.
as a rookie. Garrett Wilson as a rookie with these queefs thrown to him. 83 catches, 1,103 yards, only 4
Damn.
tutties. Offensive
Damn.
rookie of the year, played every game. Aaron Rodgers coming into town. He's got top 10 ability, top 5 ceiling. Max, is Garrett Wilson a top 7 receiver next year?
Oh man. We'll go top 10. Let's go top 10. I like how you said top 7. Why top 7? Wait, who does top 7?
Because I think top 10.
Yeah.
I think we can agree with that. I
Okay.
think we can
All
agree
right.
with
All
top
right.
10. I'm trying to find a bar. I think this guy's got a lot of potential if
Oh
Aaron
yeah.
Rodgers stays healthy.
Oh yeah.
If he lays off the ayahuasca pregame, okay, he can't be doing
If,
that pregame.
if he's not handing it off to Garrett Wilson and Alan Lazard, like he might be trying to get them to jump on this train, his cult that he wants to start in New York.
Well,
Uh,
I think that's why Alan Lazard only had 6 tutties last year. Maybe he's taking a little too much ayahuasca with Aaron.
tripping too much. See, Aaron Rodgers is a pro when it comes to ayahuasca, so he knows how to handle it. All these young guys, these young bucks
Veteran.
that have never tried it before, all they're doing is shitting their pants, pissing all over themselves, and then you go out a couple games because you don't know what
Yeah.
happened. You're just trying to find
Well,
yourself, as Aaron Rodgers tends to do. I feel like he's trying to find himself every year.
still? Oh,
Every year he's
he
doing something to try and find himself. Right?
he
Ayahuasca.
rediscovers who he is every offseason.
Ayahuasca was one off season. This past off season, he goes and locks himself in a dark room, jerks off a lot, probably very sticky, very sticky in there.
Very sticky and stinky. And then the year before that, he said he was immunized, but he was just taking ayahuasca. He wasn't actually vaccinated. So
Well, might be the same equivalence
for him,
for him. Yeah.
Last thing here on Aaron Rodgers, Max. Are you looking at him in drafts? Could he be a top 15 quarterback next year?
I think Aaron Rodgers is a top 10. I think he's a top 10
Oh,
quarterback. I with the weapons that he has there, with Garrett Wilson and Alan Lazard, I think that he could be a top 10. How about this? A sneaky top 10.
a sneaky top 10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the under on the top
Okay.
10, Max, just because he doesn't
Yeah.
provide anything with the legs really, and he's getting older. He's got Tyler Goose as his tight end. Okay, do we see 5 tutties for Tyler Conklin next year?
Sure. Why not? Why not? I could see it happening. Aaron Rodgers to utilize his. I mean, Tunyon had 10 touchdowns one year, right? Tunyon.
Onion had double digits one year, yeah.
Yeah. Why not? Conklin's not bad. Not bad. I know we make fun of Conklin a lot, but he had some big games last year with a freaking Queef quarterback, Queef Wilson. So come on.
He's one of the leaders of the Goose Crew, okay? And he's gonna goose you again next year if you draft him. Anything else on Aaron Rodgers' trade to the Jets? Now they swapped draft picks, 13 and 15. Jets went back to 15. Packers come up to 13. That was part of the deal. Anything else you got on this deal, Max?
What else did the Packers get?
I don't know if what the Packers got, but the Jets got a second round that could become a first round if he doesn't play a percentage of snaps, and there was other conditional draft picks involved. So,
interesting. I feel like the Packers lost.
Sorry, that's the other way around. I'm queefing. I'm up in the clouds now. That what I just said was the Packers pick. I'm up in the clouds now.
We're driving smoothly. I keep saying this. We just can't seem to handle these new mics.
You know, it's they're girthy and they throw you off your balance.
I mean, when this big girth comes right by your mouth, you're like, oh man, what do I do? Talk into it, blow on it? I just
do I shy away? Do I open? I don't want to hurt my jaw.
I think someone who is into sucking dick would definitely look at this and say, well, that's a challenge. I don't know if they would be up for the challenge. They might, and maybe they're, I don't know.
I think you find the right people, they're up for the challenge. You find the right group of people.
Yeah. Stormy Daniels might be interested. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
She's just in their names in the media right now, so that's why I'm bringing that up.
Shout out Stormy, huh? All right, Max. We got a big NFL draft coming up tomorrow, Thursday.
Yep.
And let's not sugarcoat anything. We got the same guy going number 1 with Bryce Young going to the Panthers. I think they traded up from number 9 or whatever to the Bears, gave DJ Moore up, a bunch of other draft picks. And I think they had their eye on Bryce Young to begin with, and I don't think that's changed.
I agree. I think this is the guy. I think this is the guy that they're going for. It's been talked about since last year in college. Like they're always saying Bryce Young is going to be the number 1 quarterback. And you know what? They're right. I think he is the guy. So, yeah, for a quarterback to change at least change the outcome of this season and potentially make a playoff, I think Bryce Young can do it.
5'10", 204. Does that size scare you?
Yes, it does. But damn, he's quick. So if you can catch him, I hope they block. I don't know how the offensive line is in Carolina. I have no idea. So I hope they block for him because, yeah, that is pretty tiny. To not block for him.
79 passing touchdowns over the last 2 years, along with 7 rushing scores. He was the Heisman 2 years ago, 6th in the Heisman last year. He's going number 1.
Yeah.
Max, who do you want to talk about next?
All right, so let's go over to the Colts. Okay, let's have a little conversation about the Colts, shall we?
A lot of Colts talk on this podcast, and we don't even have our guys on that are Colts queefs.
Well, I'm hoping I hope that they are listening right now because we have a big conversation here. Obviously, the Colts are looking for a quarterback. Can we all agree, everyone that is listening, that that's what they're looking for? Okay,
I agree.
All right, good. So I guess the question is, it's between Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, and also, because I think that he will be dropping, we're going to talk about him next, CJ Stroud. Okay. Who do you think that the Colts are going to take, Cole Breezy?
The Colts are sitting, I think, in a fine spot. We know Carolina's taking a quarterback, so that leaves, we believe, 3 guys worthy of a pick there. Will Levis, Mr. Mayo, Anthony Richardson, and of course CJ Stroud, like you said. Houston's a curveball for me. I don't know if they're going to take it. If they do not take CJ Stroud, if they go defense, which I actually have them taking Will Anderson number 2 now because of
I heard something about them going for Will Levis.
Yeah, I have seen him mock
there's
number two there. There's so much.
there-
There's so much. There's so much.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going to happen this
There's so
draft.
much.
I mean, like, I know we're saying Bryce Young is locked in, but who fucking knows? Like, maybe they
Yeah.
are maybe he's not the guaranteed pick. I don't know. I don't know what Houston's doing. They cannot pick defense. I keep saying that. That's so stupid. That's a stupid idea. But
I
what's
I got Will Anderson going number 2, and then Arizona sitting there at number 3. If they keep the pick, now they very well could trade this boy, and someone could come up and get a quarterback. We can very well see that. If they keep the pick, I got him going defense. I got him going Tyree Wilson. So that leaves the Colts sitting there with their pick of those 3 quarterbacks. If it lays out like this, I got him taking C.J. Stroud, and I think if you're an Indianapolis Colts fan, I think you want that guy.
Wow.
I think you want CJ.
Wow. Oh man, I was not expecting you to say that. I thought you were going to go Will Levis. To be perfectly honest, and you want me to explain why?
Yeah.
Okay. The NFL, if anyone hasn't noticed this yet, okay, when it comes to the organization, they are not just about football anymore. Okay, and maybe it never was. Maybe we were just children and we weren't paying attention because we just wanted to watch the game, because that's what we love about the game. It's just football. We love football and we love the strategy behind it. Okay, but what I'm noticing is that when it comes to an organization, they want to get someone that is going to build media hype. Okay, they want someone that's all over the media, so then everyone knows who he is, because the more people that know him, the more people that are going to watch him. When more people watch, more money is brought into the system. Will Levis goes and puts mayo in his coffee, and he's all over the internet. He's noticed now. He literally moved himself up in the draft based on this fucking mayo in the coffee. I am not like this. This is exactly why he's moving up. Okay. I'm not saying anything wrong with his play other than the fact that he goes to Kentucky. I don't think Kentucky is a quarterback school.
No.
They never have been. And once again, if people out there that are listening, if you have a quarterback that was out of Kentucky that got drafted into the NFL and became something, please let us know, because I can't name one.
I'm sitting there with you.
So Will Levis, do you think Will Levis to the Colts or to Houston, do you think that's going to drive in revenue just based on this media hype?
Yeah, I think it has to, with the social media craze and that we live in here, 2023. Will Levis, there's a lot of rumors going around. There was a Reddit report. Now, I don't really trust Reddit, but I'm sure plenty of people do. But Reddit report yesterday came out, said that Will Levis has been telling friends and family that Carolina has guaranteed him the number 1 pick.
Oh my.
And if you see in Vegas, the odds have shifted. Not totally. They're still on Bryce Young heavily, but Will Levis has climbed up there.
Wow.
Go number 1. Houston could get a number 2. I think the Colts would even be happy with him at number 4. But seeing C.J. Stroud last year in the Big Ten, close to Indy, I think C.J. Stroud goes to number 4. But last week, if you watched the Don't Tell Mama Sports podcast, you and I were talking franchise quarterback, number 2 locked in. You got a little worked up about if Houston doesn't take C.J. But we see him drop, and I've even seen him drop to number 11 in some mocks to Tennessee. Now that's wild. Go Titans. But we see him drop because of the cognitive tests that they took. I don't know if this is just quarterbacks or if this is everybody. Everybody takes a test. Used to be the Wonderlic. Wonderlic still might be around, but this has replaced the cognitive test.
Okay.
C.J. Stroud scored a 18. Okay. Now, just for comparison, these other 3 quarterbacks, Anthony Richardson was at a 79. Mr. Mayo, Will Levis was at a 93. Bryce Young was at a 98. C.J. Stroud scored an 18. Now, he came out.
Oh my God.
He came out today and, quote, he said, "I'm not a test taker. I'm a football player."
Okay. All right. Good answer.
This guy scored an 18. Anthony Richardson, 79. Will Levis, 93. Bryce Young, 98.
Wow. So can we go ahead and say that C.J. Stroud is dumb as rocks?
he might be dumb as rocks, and he could be a bust because he's not reading the defenses and he's throwing 3 or 4 picks a game.
This is what CJ Stroud is. Okay. Now that we're on the topic, CJ Stroud is a system quarterback. Ohio State is a system. Okay. You do not have quarterbacks that are making decisions for themselves or changing the plays. Okay. That is up to, that's always been the coaching. Okay. So the best thing for CJ Stroud that I'm thinking about is the fact that if he does drop, if the Patriots at the 14th pick were somehow able to get him, that's the perfect situation for CJ Stroud. Perfect situation. You buy into a system that's all about Bill Belichick and what he says, and you're going to be very successful. Especially with CJ Stroud is very talented. Everybody, we're not saying that he is not. He's very talented. The stats at Utah Stock Breezy are ridiculous, but that's because he's part of the system.
Let me give you those stats right now. We got 85 tutties over the last 2 years. Over 4,400 yards passing 2 years ago. 3rd in the Heisman last year, 4th in the Heisman the years before. 6'3", 214, got the body. But he might not be able to read defenses, so could be a bust alert right here.
I think so. Man, the Colts, what the Colts looking for in this guy? Do you think that with a IQ test of 18, with an IQ of 18 from this cognitive test, do you think that he's making decisions, or do they want a guy that maybe they're like, okay, no, we can tell him what to do and he's going to do it?
You got to be able to make decisions on the fly as a quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Quarterback is so hard. So hard.
It might be the hardest and the most important position of all Northern American sports, the quarterback.
Yeah.
If you do not have a quarterback, you do not win.
Nope.
Simple as that.
That's why the Houston Texans, if you do not draft a quarterback, you will be the worst team and be happily picking another number 1 or number 2 pick next season.
Yeah. Moving on here, I just want to hit on Will Anderson real quick. I got him going number 2 out of Alabama, 6'3", 253.
Yeah.
We talked about his 17.5 sacks from 2 seasons ago. 17.5. That's tied for the 4th most ever. This guy could be the next J.J. Watt in Houston. Nice, challenge him for some franchise records. If Houston is nervous about C.J. Stroud, if they don't like queefs that put mayo in their coffee, then Will Anderson is probably your pick.
Yeah, I hear you on that. It just makes me. I just can't agree with Houston because their quarterback sucks. Davis Mills sucks.
I want to say they draft again at 12. So if one of these guys slide.
Oh, okay. Okay. I did not know that. I did not know that. Okay. 2 picks in the 1st round.
Gonna have to double check me, but I believe they pick again at 12. So
okay. Maybe they do get an Anthony Richardson at 12. Maybe they do get a CJ Stroud at 12.
Or a Will Levis. But
we'll see. Yeah. Apparently he's going number 1. Apparently Will Levis is going number 1 right now.
According to Reddit and his boys.
If Bryce Young is not drafted number 1, does Houston take Bryce Young? Oh,
automatic.
Got it.
Automatic.
Yeah.
Write it down.
Easy pick.
Write it down.
You can get a defensive player at 12.
Last quarterback here we want to talk about is Anthony Richardson. Now, Max, you heard my first 4 picks, and I didn't say him. So now 6'5", 250 from Florida, 20 years old. Everybody likes that body, that Cam Newton body. Probably going to sit a year. And I know Seattle wants a defensive player. I know they do. But how about you bring in Anthony Richardson? You got a 32-year-old Geno Smith. Have Anthony Richardson come in, sit for a year behind Geno, and then be ready to go with DK and Kenneth Walker in the backfield. Those guys are young. Let's get a young guy, a beast guy like that in Seattle. I got Anthony Richardson go number 5 and sitting behind Geno for at least.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna disagree. Okay, because they signed Geno Smith to a 3-year deal, and they did. And Geno Smith had a career year last year. I think that he can have a same caliber season. I don't think he's going to do better, but I think he can have a same caliber season, another 30 touchdown season, especially with Tyler Lockett, at DK Metcalf. And I keep hearing, by the way, that they are definitely going for their second pick in the draft, which is another first rounder. They're looking for a wide receiver.
Oh,
Does Nick Jigba go into Seattle? I think I want to say I want to say it was the 21st pick, but I could be wrong. Sorry, I don't have all this shit just memorized in my head or in front of me. We got a lot of things to talk about. But I will say with Seattle, I said this last week. I'm hearing rumors about it now. I have one of my clients who's a huge Seattle fan. He's on top of all the coverage, what they're talking about. They say they really want Jalen Carter from Georgia. Okay. Yeah. Once again, I think that this is the perfect team for him because of that off-season ridiculousness of racing drunk and a couple people died. I think that when you have a coach in Pete Carroll, he's the kind of guy that's going to show you some discipline and how to understand. Let's play football and let's work together as a team. It's a perfect team for him to go to. Jalen Carter, man, he's going to number 5 for Seattle.
I think that'd be a great fit. I got him next at number 6, but I've also been hearing some rumors that he's dropping a little bit, and that the Bears, that like you called last week, that he could fall to number 9 possibly for your Bears, and I know you would be stoked about that.
He's there. They're taking him. He's there. There's no that when the shot clock starts and they say that the Bears got 5 minutes on the clock, it'll say 4:55 and the pick is in. Roger Goodell will walk towards the stairs and they'll hand him a letter and say nope, go right back up. Go right back. Oh, here we go. I would be very happy if the Bears got Carter. I think that'd be so cool. And I still think the Bears need a lot of work to do on the line. They have a lot of work to do on the line. They definitely got to be drafting heavy on that. But if you can get a defensive player to change that defense that the Bears have.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You speak about the line. I've got him still taking Peter Skoronski out of Northwestern there.
I like it.
But yeah, they're gonna have some good options there at number 9. I think the last player that we want to talk about here is Bijan Robinson. Max, ooh. I think you still got him going to the Falcons at number 8. I've seen him mocked there a few times, and I've still got him going number 10 to the Eagles. I've seen him drop. I've seen him even like in the 20s to the Chargers, maybe 21st or 22nd to the Chargers. That's way too low. This guy is a franchise running back. He could be the number 1 overall pick in
our draft
in keeper leagues for fantasy. If he goes to the Eagles, oh my goodness, we're talking rookie of the year, no doubt. This guy will get him right back in the playoffs again.
We're looking at a 15-1 team. I say 1 because it's so hard to win 16, obviously. But you're looking at a team that might not lose. They didn't lose anybody this offseason other than Miles Sanders. Okay, they lost Miles Sanders. Okay, but you upgrade with Bijan Robinson. You get that offense would be unreal. Dallas Goedert as a top tight end. A.J. Brown is a top wide receiver. With Smith. He's an up-and-coming wide. Devontae Smith's an up-and-coming number 5 overall pick back 2 years ago. Dude, this would be an absolute. And Jalen Hurts MVP or MVP nominated. Sorry, a nominated MVP.
Nominated.
So this, if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan and you get Bijan Robinson, dude, you guys are looking at a Super Bowl.
Yeah, definitely right back in there. And even if he goes number 8 to the Falcons, wherever he's going, he's going to be a top pick in your drafts. He could probably even be a first-round pick in redraft leagues. I could see him being a top 10 player picked because people are just going to fall in love with this guy.
No doubt.
Let's finish up our football talk here with some news out of Boulder, Colorado. Okay.
Going to a little college football here? Is that what we're talking about?
Just finish up a little college football for us.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of universities do their spring game this past Saturday. I know Notre Dame had theirs. My dad was out there early for that. But Colorado here had their spring game. And if we don't know, Coach Prime Time, Deion Sanders is out here in Boulder now. He leaves, I believe, Division II, Jackson State, and he 27-6 record in his 3 years there. And
Nice.
he comes out here, he cashes that in for a Pac-12 job, a state school, beautiful campus. And he's ruffled some feathers already. Have you heard anything about Deion Sanders in Boulder, Colorado, Max?
I'm gonna have to say no. I haven't heard any updates about this. But you're in Colorado, so you've got to be getting the updates.
I'm hearing some things here. He was hired on December 2nd, okay? And since then, 46 players have jumped in the transfer portal, with 23 of those players coming on Monday and Tuesday alone after the spring game. Okay. 46 guys from last year's team have jumped in the portal. Okay. And let's get some quotes here from Prime. Before we do that, though, let's not forget the Buffs last year were 1-11. They're fucking basement of the Pac-12. They suck.
Yeah,
they haven't had more than 5 wins since 2016. That's not really a sports school. Definitely basketball is better than the
basketball's
football.
good. Basketball ain't bad.
Here's a quote from Coach Prime here. He said, "I'm bringing my luggage with me. It's Louis. I want y'all to get ready to go ahead and jump in that portal. The more you jump in, the more room you make."
Oh, okay.
So he told these guys when he was hired, go, get out of here. I don't want you. Okay.
Wow.
So he's brought guys with him from Jackson State, including his son, who is going to be the starting quarterback.
Oh, shit.
According to some of these former players within the film room, they said, and obviously Coach Prime brought all his coaches with him too, his assistant coaches. He cleared the coaching staff. According to some players that are in the portal now, they said like they would just yell at him and jump on him for random mistakes in film. But then these guys that they brought, they would just be like, "Oh, you got to do better next time." It seemed like there was a lot of favoritism going on. One guy is now saying, he put out a tweet to coaches saying to text him if they want information because he can't receive his film because Coach Prime isn't letting him get his film from last year.
Oh, shit.
What do you think about that?
Okay. I'm going to go to the film first. Okay. He shouldn't be doing that. If a guy wants to transfer and he wants to have some game film to be able to show other colleges, that should be absolutely allowed. Okay.
And you weren't even the coach. You weren't even the coach for that film. You were at Jackson State. This dude played at Colorado last year trying to get this film. Why are you denying that?
That alone sounds like a dictatorship. Did you say this is Coach Kim Jong-un? Kim Jong-un? Is that what you said?
I said Coach Prime.
Oh, Vladimir Putin. Okay, got it. Okay. No, you if you're telling the players that you're gone, I don't want you to go ahead and transfer. Let them have their game film so they can go transfer. Like for the sake of athletes. You know, just think of it from an athletic perspective.
You don't want the best for the kids? Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Now, switching gears a little bit, okay? Talking about how he's basically kicking off some of these guys, right? Saying that, hey, I don't want you to go ahead and transfer. Maybe, just maybe, these players are soft. Maybe they're softies. Maybe they're not tough. Maybe they just
won one game. They won one game.
They won one game. I'm not. If they're out there trying their best, they're doing their best. Then I disagree 100%. But if these guys are making excuses and they are out partying too much, or they just, or you could just tell that they're soft. They're not football players. Then hey, by all means, you got to be fucking tough to play football. If you start making, if we start making football soft, no one's going to watch it. No one wants to see guys tackling each other in a bed of pillows. Okay. Nobody wants to see that. All right. No. We want to see these guys going at each other as hard as they can. Okay. So if that's what Deion Sanders saw, was that these guys are soft, I'm all for it. This is his team now. But I will disagree once again. If these guys are trying their hardest, they're doing their best, and he still said, no, your guys are gone, then I disagree.
According to offensive lineman Travis Gray, who is now in the portal, quote from him: "I'm not sure he knew the names of half the kids he got rid of. He was worried about who he brought in. If you were on the 1-11 team, it seemed like he didn't really care about us at all. He already said he was going to get rid of 25 to 30 of us, and that's exactly what he did. So we got 46 guys in the portal, 23 coming on Monday and Tuesday after the spring game. But if you're a Colorado Buffs fan, I think you're excited. He's going to bring in, obviously a lot of attention. Now, the Colorado spring game has been free forever, and they've never sold it out. Nobody gives a damn.
Oh,
no one's ever gone. They charged this year, I believe, 20 bones. They charged, and they sold out in the first day.
wow.
People are excited about Coach Brown.
No doubt about it. And let's just let's just bring up real quick that also the Pac-12 is changing. Okay, USC, UCLA, they're going to the Big Ten. So maybe they have a chance at a Pac-12 championship.
Yeah,
maybe. Just saying.
Anything else about Coach Prime before we move on here, Max?
That's all I got. I'm sure that you are going to be going to some games this year. You gotta go see some games.
I'm going to definitely hit a game, tailgate before, get sloppy. It'll be a good time. All right, Max, we're coming back here. Finished up our football talk. Now we're moving into baseball. Baseball season is in full swing. And as usual with our baseball talk, let's hit on these divisions real quick.
Yeah.
We got the Tampa Bay Rays leading the AL East. Best record in all of baseball, 20-4, plus 88 run differential. And I also want to shout out the Baltimore Orioles here in second place at 16-8. Both those teams are having great seasons.
I love it. You love seeing this. Tampa Bay is, they're just dominating. I don't know what else to say about them. But Baltimore, you got to be excited for Baltimore. This is a team that I think there were seasons I saw that they were under 60. They might have had like 50 wins, something ridiculously low. And so the fact that they have a team that's built and hopefully making the playoffs, hell yeah. I love seeing new teams make the playoffs.
Hell yeah. All 5 teams. Go ahead.
Oh no. I was gonna just say competing against the fucking Yankees. Like
yeah.
Good. Nobody wants the Yankees to fucking win other than New Yorkers, and even New Yorkers are fucking dickheads, and they always bash on the Yankees. So it's like.
All 5 teams are 500 or better, and all 5 have a positive run differential. So very good division there.
Hell yeah.
In the AL Central, we got the Twins with a 2-game lead on the Guardians, only team in the division with a positive run differential.
Wow.
In the AL West, we got the Texas Rangers with a 1-game lead over the Astros, plus 56 run differential. They've lost 3 in a row, but we talked about Texas last week. We like that pitching staff.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you right now, the Rangers, they have some bats on that team, too. Did we all miss Adolis Garcia's masterpiece of a game this weekend?
I missed her.
You missed that? Let me just toss out the stats real quick. This guy was 5 for 5. Okay. 3 home runs, 2 doubles, 8 RBIs. 8. This guy is a stud. And the Rangers are looking like one hell of a team that we're sleeping on. I think everyone's like just waking up and realize, wait, the Rangers are going to make the playoffs this year? What?
Possibly. It's
long season.
Pretty early to talk playoffs in April.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Texas.
I'm just getting excited. I'm getting too excited for these random teams.
14-10. 14-10. That's let's not get worked up, Texas. Moving to the NL in the East, we got the Braves with the 2-game lead over the Mets, plus 38 run differential. Braves are looking good again.
Braves are they might be the best team in the NL. They might be the best team in the NL again.
Yeah. In the NL Central, we got a surprise here for you, Max. We got the Pittsburgh Pirates sitting at 16-8, half-game lead over the Brewers.
All right.
I don't know the last time the Pirates have ever led the division.
Wow. I couldn't tell you that either. Maybe the Andrew McCutchen years when he was MVP. That's the only that's back in early 2000s, right? It has to be. But the one thing that I will say, an update that just happened for Pittsburgh. They just signed Brian Reynolds to a 9-year, $108 million. I want to say $108 million deal. He's going to be there
Big
until he's
deal.
36 years old. And if you're a Pirates fan, this is one of your best players, and you got to be really excited. This guy knows baseball. So hell yeah. Pirates are winning. Look at all these teams that aren't usually winning are doing great right now. Come on.
Yeah. Brian Hayes is on my fantasy team. He's
Yeah.
having a solid year so far, but yeah, big deal for Brian Reynolds. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Go Pittsburgh.
Hey, Pirates, why not?
Yeah, why not? Lastly, NL West, we see the Dodgers finally take back their throne. They're only 13-11, only got a half game lead on our Arizona Diamondbacks we talked about last week. Max, what do you think about the division?
I think it's wide open now. From what I'm seeing, I think Colorado sucks, so that's going to be easy wins as far as that division that part goes. But yeah, I think it's between the Dodgers, Padres, and I am very surprised with Arizona. It's actually their pitching staff that I'm very impressed with Merrill Kelly, your guy Gallen.
Yeah, let him
Yeah,
know.
Gallen. Oh yeah.
I got to bring up Gallon stats real quick since you mentioned his name.
Yeah.
The last 4 games, he has not allowed a run with going over 26 innings pitched and let's see here, 23, 34, 41 strikeouts.
Wow.
So
looking like a Cy Young candidate.
Right now in our Yahoo Fantasy League, he is the 15th ranked player. So Zach Gallen could possibly pitch these guys into a wild card.
Hey, I like Zach Gallen. I like seeing new pitchers in this league that are dominating. And did you pick him up off waivers last year?
Nope. He
drafted
was he's been drafted in the original draft, and he's been a keeper for me ever since.
Nice pick.
Stuck with him. But moving on to another dominating pitcher, we want to talk about the top 5 players according to our Yahoo Fantasy Baseball League. Our league, okay?
Yeah.
The dominating pitcher we want to talk about here is the only pitcher we're going to bring up today from the New York Yankees, Garrett Cole, the 6th overall pick in our draft. I'm kind of kicking myself right now for not taking him number 4, but it's still early. He's pitched 34 innings, which is first. He's got 4 wins, which is tied for second. 36 strikeouts, tied for 9th. But his .79 ERA is first amongst pitchers with at least 29 innings pitched. And also his .79 whip is also first amongst pitchers with more than 23.1 innings pitched. Garrett Cole, I was a little surprised here, has never won a Cy Young, okay? Starting with last year, he was 9th in Cy Young, but then 2nd, 4th, 2nd, 5th, and then back in 2015, 4th. So he's had 5 top 5 finishes with 2 runner-ups. Max, I think this is the year Garrett Cole finally gets that Cy Young.
I love that pick. I completely agree. This guy is proving that he is the best pitcher in the MLB right now. And let's see how he does. Let's see how he handles the rest of the season. So, but great start for Garrett Cole.
Yeah. Who do you want to bring up next, Max, for the top 5 Yahoo players?
So we're going to drop down to the number 4. Okay, number 4 ranked player is Randy Arozarena of Tampa Bay. Okay, the Tampa Bay Rays, the best player on the Rays by far. Okay, this guy has 5 home runs, 24 RBIs already. 24. He's batting at .353 and has 30 hits. This guy has been there, done that. He's been to the World Series. He's an all-star. He does, and he steals bags too. He steals bags. I don't have his stats on that, but I don't know if he has any this year. But this guy is an all-around player. Hey, good for Randy being in the top 5. I want him. Whoever's in our league that has him, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be getting some trade offers soon because I want this guy on my team.
I'll tell you right now, he's got a hell of a draft value because he was a 17th round keeper for Ben.
Baby.
So, good luck getting him.
I'm gonna send over some juicy trades. You said it's Ben? Ben needs some pitchers, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. Okay.
Ben's a queef.
He's new. It'd be easy on him.
No, rookie. Fuck the rookies. But talking about a guy that swipes bags, we got to talk about Ronald Acuna Jr. from the Atlanta Braves, number 3 overall in our Yahoo league. and he was also the number 3 overall pick from Zach. His 13 stolen bases are first in Major League Baseball by 3.
Wow.
His 36 hits are first in Major League Baseball by 2. He's batting .364. He's scored 21 runs, which is tied for second. And damn it, he's only 25 years old.
Man, you know what's a bummer? Talking about Ronald Acuna? Because in our league, we have 3 new players, and we're going to make the rule that they are allowed, usually, really quick, usually in our league, you are not allowed to keep any players in rounds 1 through 5. For the new players, we're making a rule that you are allowed to keep 1 player from rounds 1 through 5. He's going to be a keeper, and we're never going to see him again. And it makes me tear up, and it makes me not want to have that rule.
Makes you tear up, huh? A little emotional about it.
I wanted him. I wanted Ronald Acuna Jr. because I've been hyping him up for 30 years. This guy's winning the MVP this year. He's winning the MVP. I said it last week. I'm saying it again. Wow, this guy has 6. Last week, he was at 7 stolen bases. This week alone, he got 6 more. This guy is unreal. Unreal.
Yeah, we could see an MVP season there.
MVP.
Max, I'm going to hit my last guy here real quick. We got Luis Arias, first and second baseman for Miami. And he's the number 2 player in our league right now. Only 26 still. First year in Miami, like we said. He's batting .444. He's batting .444, which is first amongst players with at least 33 plate appearances. He's got 32 hits, which is 5th. Mm-hmm. He's only got 1 homer, 9 ribbies. Those numbers aren't there, but like you said last year, Max, he just gets on. He just gets on base. He's got a .506 on base percentage.
Damn. That means that when this guy
more than not,
when this guy comes up to the plate, you're expecting him to get on base. That's exactly what that's saying. This guy's a beast. I said this last week that and to verify, by the way, I brought up, I think he's chasing George Brett's .390 batting average, and no one else has done that. It is George Brett at batting .390. This guy's batting .444 right now. He has a big chance of potentially, beating that record. So, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
We'll be talking about it for sure, especially if he stays in this top 5. He made his first All-Star game appearance last year. He's going to be another All-Star again.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about that, man.
Max, who do you have to round out our top 5?
Woo. I don't think anyone was expecting this. When I saw that, I literally stood up out of my chair and had to give a little fist bump. Me being a Cubs fan.
Fist bump?
You kidding? Nico Horner is top 5.
Really?
You got? I think some people would have been like, "Oh, is it Patrick Wisdom because he's hitting all these home runs?" Or maybe it's Justin Steele because he's, I believe, 3-0, might be 4-0, might be 4-0 right now. No, it's Nico Horner. Okay, very young still. This guy might be 23. Can you verify that for me, Cole Breezy?
Keep talking, and I will.
Okay, I think he's 23. Okay, this guy right now. 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. He has 9 stolen bases. So he's stealing bags left and right. And he's batting .355. Okay. This guy gets on base a lot. And he's showing that he has some power. This guy's hitting the ball to the fence. I know it's only 2 home runs, but I saw at last night's game, he had a triple, cleared the bases. Nice. Like this guy's a hitting machine as well. And I'm so excited to see that the Cubs are playing good baseball again. Yeah. Did they make the playoffs? I said in one of our podcasts a few years, I said no. I said, I don't think they do. I think they get 3rd place just to show that we are improving. And the next season, we're going to fight for the playoffs. But you got to be happy as a Cubs fan. We're looking good right now. All right, we're looking good with a young group. Come on, in the offseason, let's see if we can make some big pickups.
Yeah, a young group. Nico Horner, 25 years old. Baseball players are always seeming younger because of the minors, the years they spend in the minors. Yeah, but
that's right.
Nico Horner, 25 years old. He was a 26th round keeper for Triple. You're not going to see Nico.
Not going to see him again unless Triple is willing to give up a trade.
Triple's got 2 top 5 players here with the Luis Arias, also a keeper. Nice picks, Triple. Nice picks.
Triple's looking good. Triple's looking good. He just a little shout out to Triple. He didn't really understand how to do fantasy baseball. He's learned his way to a playoff last year, and
Third
this year he's
place.
third place last year, and then this year he is sixth. I mean, we've only had a couple weeks so far, so no one's freaking out about where their
No,
ranking
it's
is. Even
tight.
if you're in last place, everything is fine.
It's
Okay,
tight.
but hey, Triple, you got a good team right now. I'll be ready for some trade offers because I'm looking at Nico Horner myself.
Oh, Nico. Max, lead us into our final segment of the day. We got our two candidates, fresh candidates this week for the biggest beefcake in the major leagues.
Biggest beefcake. All right. So, for those of you that are just tuning in and just understanding what our show's about, or just trying to understand what this segment is, the biggest beefcake is talking about the MLB players that have taken steroids over the years. All right. So, we've been talking about a handful of them so far. There's so many players that we're going to be talking to each episode, and we'll see if it even makes us all the way to the end of the baseball season. We might be transferring this into the football season because there's so many of them. but today, okay, we're going to be talking about two players in Rafael Palmeiro and Roger Clemens. Okay, now let's start off with Rafael Palmeiro. Okay, Rafael Palmeiro, known as the finger pointer. Okay. Do you remember when going back to the trial when Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, it was Rafael Palmeiro. I want to say Andy Pettit was there. Sorry, I want to say he was there.
I think so.
I think so. But anyway, Rafael Palmeiro, quote unquote, not only did he point his finger, okay, point his finger in front of the Congress, but he also says, I have never used steroids. Period. Pointing his finger and showing it and showing, hey, how dare you accuse me? How dare you accuse me of doing these things? Okay. So really quick with Rafael Palmeiro, this is a guy that has 569 career home runs. So he's part of the 500 home run club, 3,020 hits. And one second here. Oh, there's only 7 players in MLB history that have 500 home runs and 3,000 plus hits. Okay. So good for Rafael Palmeiro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
But when this guy hit his 3,000 hits, he got a few more hits after that, obviously. 10 days later, he gets suspended for steroids. So after pointing the finger, saying, I never did it. I never did it. How dare you? How dare you? How he gets caught, and yes, he tested positive. So right now, Rafael Palmeiro, you feel bad for some of these guys that are hitting these home runs and part of like there's only 7 players that have 3,000 hits and 500 home runs. And this guy is not in the Hall of Fame yet. And it's particularly because of the steroid situation. And we can talk about that another time. And like, do you think these guys deserve to be in the Hall of Fame with taking these drugs?
That's a very rare group. You said only 7 guys with 500 dingers and 3,000 hits. That's a very rare group. And for him not to be in the Hall of Fame, that shows you right there that the people voting on that also agree that people that are juicing shouldn't be in the Hall.
Yeah.
So I gotta agree.
Yeah, majority rules, and I think you got to wait a little bit longer to squeeze into a Hall of Fame situation. Well, let's move on.
Screw you, Rafael. Screw you.
Finger pointer. How dare you? Okay. So moving on to Roger Clemens. Now, this might be a little bit of a controversy here. Okay. I figured I wanted to bring him up because technically Roger Clemens was not convicted of using steroids. Okay. But I will say that this was a huge trial. Okay. Back in the day, it was back in. Sorry. I thought I had the date down. I don't have the date down, so never mind.
A couple years ago.
It was a few years ago. Okay. Anyway, he had this huge trial and they were trying to convict him of lying in front of Congress. Okay. Yeah. Lying in front of, so even though he had never failed a drug test, he never admitted to it, but he was acquitted of perjury. Okay, this guy was acquitted of perjury, obstruction of justice, and making false statements to Congress when he denied using steroids. Okay, so once again, they'd never proved it, so technically he has never been. He hasn't taken them as of right now. You don't think that he has taken them? All right, I know. The public believes he did. Says the majority of the public believes that he did, including Cobrizi over here. I'm up in the air. All I gotta say, this is the only thing that I'm gonna say. This guy, when he was 40 years old, was pitching for the Houston Astros. He had an 18-win season, I believe, went to the World Series that year in 2005. This guy was still throwing like 95, 96 miles an hour.
At 40.
Hard to believe. It's hard to believe. At 40. At 40. And he might have even won Cy Young that year. He might have won Cy Young. It's like, hey, more power to him if he is true to his word. But let's talk a little stats right here real quick, though, because this guy is an unbelievable pitcher. He has 354 wins. He has 40-20 win seasons. 40-20 win. When his biggest or his most wins that he had was back in 1986 when he had 24 wins. 24 wins as a pitcher? That's outstanding, man. That is outstanding. But man, I got to tell you, also 4,672 strikeouts. That is third all time. That is so many strikeouts.
Wow.
It's so many strikeouts. As far for the wins, by the way, he's ranked 9th. Okay. He had 7. He won 7 Cy Youngs. He won 1 MVP. He's an 11-time All-Star, and he has won 2 World Series. Go Breezy. I saw you raise your hand. You believe he took steroids, huh?
I feel like I remember that they had the guy who was supplying the steroids. Yeah. They had all that, and it was getting addressed to his girlfriend or his wife, or what it was getting addressed to her. Stop. Clemens is in this category for a reason. He's a beefcake, throwing almost 100 miles per hour at the age of 40. Can you tell me somebody else who's ever done that? That's not juicing.
I don't know.
He's in this biggest beefcake category for a reason.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. But the one thing I got to say, when you hear these stats, like 4,672 strikeouts, 354 wins, 421 seasons, 11-time All-Star, 2-time World Series, 7 Cy Youngs, this guy is not in the Hall of Fame because of this situation. But once again, he never was proved. They never admitted it. He never tested negative. He never tested positive for steroids. He always tested negative. Is this guy getting snubbed from the Hall of Fame?
He very well could be. And that's a thing that is always going to be talked about every year that the Hall of Fame voting happens. I don't know how he proves it. I don't know how he proves he's clean.
I think he just moves on with his life. Why would you keep fighting for it? You had a great career. You don't make the Hall of Fame. That's such a bummer. But you know what? Whatever. At least you're not in jail.
Yeah.
He would have went to jail. If he would have lost that trial, he would have went to jail. Like that. That was the point, because he lied to Congress. Can you believe that this went to Congress? This was such a huge over steroids. Like this was such a huge debate that the U.S. Congress had to talk about this.
It's wild. Huh. That's wild. Yeah. It's a big debate. It's a big debate for sure. But I think he definitely had a couple poking partners in Boston. He was in Boston. He was in Houston, New York, right?
Yeah.
Definitely a few poking partners along the way.
Oh yeah. A handful of guys that were on his team that took steroids. Jason Giambi, one of them. We already brought up him. So,
but we know Giambi's poking partner was Mark McGwire. So can you get a 3-way going there with Clemens? Is that allowed? Is McGwire allowing that?
Well, you got to ask them if they're looking for an orgy. But that's
orgy.
Whatever. Whether they wear a blindfold or turn off the lights, or if they just they're just in the locker room dicking around.
Or a cock ring like Aaron Rodgers, or like you said earlier.
He's got to call the blacksmith. I'm telling you. It's his head. The head on his penis is turning purple. He needs to figure that out.
Sounds like it's cutting off circulation.
There you go.
All right, Max. Well, that does it for this week's Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. That was a good one. That was a good one. I expect a lot of laughs out of this one, but appreciate the time out there, people. Any time you guys are spending watching our videos, watching our clips, appreciate it. Thank you. Max, what do you have for the people to finish us out today?
You pretty much already said it. Hey, thank you everybody for coming out, listening to the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. We love y'all and we appreciate all your comments, all your support. Please, you can find us now on Instagram at the Don't Tell Mama Instagram handle. We have some posts that you can join us on that, but always follow us on YouTube. Please give us some likes and some more comments. We want to continue to talk with you. But other than that, hey, don't tell your mama about this because it's getting a little bit dirty when we're talking about Aaron Rodgers and his cock ring. Okay, that's why you don't tell mama about these kind of sports. All right?
Yeah. You don't want to tell her. She might be a little surprised. She might be interested in the beefcake category, but you might not want to tell her about anything.
Yeah, she might be interested in a cock ring story, but that's an awkward conversation to have with your mom. So that's why either way, just don't tell her. Don't tell mom.
Tell her. Don't tell her.